Yeah, nobody can hear anything. So that's kind of an unfortunate thing. All right, so I think they can hear me now. I just have to get you guys into this. I'm not sure how to get the desktop audio output capture. Yeah, see, it's little things like this that make it so worthwhile. All right, let's see. All right, and all right, I'm there. I'm gonna have to
All right,
reduce
let's
myself, and I think
let's
you guys are now on there.
test. All
Is
right,
it
yep,
okay?
looks fixed. Looks fixed. Yep, we're good. We're good.
Okay, all
All
right.
right, excellent. So, all right, let's just recap. So it looks like people are looking to do a class action lawsuit against Poloniex because a couple of guys didn't get their money in fast enough. So to me, this is a non-story, right? It's probably a bunch of noobs that like everyone loves to complain. This is my coffee is too hot, so I want to sue. So as much as much crap as I give all of these exchanges, saying that they're not going to last very long, I'm not really going to take this story seriously until there's actual like evidence. Like, look, these exchanges have a shitload of volume right now. Like everyone wants to join them, and they think that um, bank transactions are working as fast as Bitcoin transactions, even with all the spam, and they don't. So everyone always wants to sue everybody. So I'm not taking this seriously yet, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, this is interesting because only one person signed the petition so far. A certain James Sherman. However, this is a bit different from Bittrex. We have to point this out. It says Polonius deposits disappear sometimes. This would be more serious than you not being able to withdraw. But if it's only James Sherman complaining so far, then I guess Tone has a point not taking this too serious.
I didn't even know this was one person, right? Like
Yeah,
even
I'm
if it's
not
like
sure how this thing works and whether or not it's just like one person since I refreshed this website or if it's in total. But yeah, I'm not sure.
yeah, I mean, if this is crypto, the way it works is you either start a garbage project and expect a lot of money, or you sue because you can and you try to make a lot of money or become famous. I mean, this is pretty much what it is.
So let's get more serious to our next story, where we have an improvement request by a certain Jimmy Song to the Bitcoin Core protocol asking for bit notation. So I'm taking this very serious, but Jimmy, you have to explain all of this because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Yeah, so basically right now, one Bitcoin is like 16,750, something like that. And it's really hard to denominate like a dollar in Bitcoin, right? It's like 0.0000067. Did I get the right number of zeros or not? And that's very difficult. So and there's been this notion of a bit, which is 1/1 millionth of a Bitcoin, and people typically can figure out larger numbers much easier than really small fractions. So I'm just formalizing it into a Bitcoin improvement proposal. I have gotten some feedback on the mailing list. I think David Hardings wants to go to micro Bitcoins and not bits. But yeah, it's something that I think having a standard for. It's an informational BIP. It's not on the standards track or anything. So more or less, once it gets a BIP number, you can like as an exchange or a wallet, you can say I am BIP 87 compliant or whatever the number is, right? Like that's the idea, and that's hopefully what will happen. And the main reasons that I did it is because there can be a lot of user error with very small Bitcoin amounts. If you're sending $10, it's a lot easier to see that it's 67 bits instead of 0.000067. And also there's obviously a lot of people that think that they need to buy a whole Bitcoin. So that's called unit bias, where you feel like you need the whole instead of like some portion. And if you have bits, then you get some thousands of bits instead of some fractions of very small fractions of a Bitcoin. It also makes the comparisons of different prices a lot easier when you have something like bits instead of fractions of a Bitcoin, and if a dollar is 67 bits, that's a lot easier to compute than a dollar is 0.000067. So stuff like that. That's more or less why I want to have this as a standard. A lot of wallets already do it. I know Bread Wallet and Mycelium, for example, utilize bits as a denomination, and hopefully it becomes more popular as Bitcoin increases in price.
But do you have to do that on the core protocol, or can't the wallets just do that? I have a wallet that expresses on my phone that expresses it in millibitcoin, so 1/1000th of a Bitcoin or $15. That's useful.
Yeah, and that's why this is an informational BIP, and that's the difference between informational and standards track. Standards track means that everybody has to, or it's a part of like the Bitcoin standard. This is informational, meaning that I am codifying what a bit means. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. There's a lot of informational BIPs like that, and that's the idea.
Okay. Do you have anything to add to that, Tone, or we just wish Jimmy the best with his endeavor?
Yeah, no, I do. Airbits has been trying to use bits from the beginning, pretty much in their wallet. So I wasn't a huge fan of bits notation when the price of Bitcoin was like $1,000, and I always said it only makes sense with Bitcoin above 10,000, right? Because at exactly 10,000 Bitcoin, 1 bit equals 1 penny, right? So, I mean, here are the pros and cons, right? So, I guess I still want to use Bitcoin as the unit of account, right? Not the dollar. So the way Jimmy is describing it, it basically becomes the dollar is the unit of account. So $1 equals X number of bits, right? We're no longer speaking X number of Bitcoin equals Y number of dollars or cents.
Well,
so
you can. I'm just saying you have the option. That's all.
I know you can, but under bits notation, everyone will probably go back to being $1 as unit of account, right? Like right now, no one is using $1 as the unit of account. You're still using dollars to base your transaction. Like, hey, give me $100 in Bitcoin. Hey, give me $1,000 in Bitcoin, right? But no one is using exactly $1 as the standard, right? But under the bits notation, the $1 will probably become the standard. So this may not be a good thing long term, because once again, everyone starts thinking of $1 increments. So that's the con. The pro is that it removes the idea that Ripple is useful because it's valued at like 2 cents, right?
I think it's 65 cents now, Tone, but yeah.
That's just ridiculous, right? So that's like probably the best plus, is that people think that just because you have a shitcoin that's worth under a penny, it's a good investment, right? So now Bitcoin would be thought of as fractions of a penny or pennies, which is a good thing. So we'll see. I'm still 50-50 on this. I always wanted to go to bits notation, but once we're at a higher price, maybe let's revisit this when Bitcoin is stable over 25 grand, and that will probably happen.
Okay, so much for the bits notation. Next one is an interesting one. It's another hard fork called United Bitcoin, and I'm going to read the first paragraph here. United Bitcoin will establish a credit currency system packed against fiat currencies and supporting smart contracts that can serve society. By nurturing worthy blockchain developments, United Bitcoin's network is 100% inherited from Bitcoin. Active Bitcoin wallets will receive UBTC at a rate of 1-to-1, and inactive wallet funds will go toward supporting other high-quality blockchains and other projects in the ecosystem. Now, before I hand off to Tone, he said he really wanted to comment on this. I will point out that they managed to pack in at least 50 buzzwords from blockchain and Bitcoin and finance into one paragraph that makes it basically completely meaningless. So we have credit. I mean, I honestly don't understand what this means. Credit currency system pegged against fiat currencies with smart contracts, and we add the serve society as a bonus. Blockchain developments inherited from Bitcoin, and then they say that they're going to do the split a bit different. So Tone, what's your opinion? and you're still muted.
The problems because I'm looking at their graphic. Yeah, I glanced at this earlier today. You're right. It's just a bunch of buzzwords. It's a combination of two things for me. One, it's another Chinese knockoff like any other hard fork. And the other one is this really feels like, hey, I just heard about Bitcoin and I'm here to fix it because it has all these problems. And I'm some noob that's the best guy for the job.
Well, I don't know if it's a noob. It's led by Jeff Garzik, Tone.
No way. This is Jeff Garzik initiated?
Yeah.
Yeah, weren't he doing some like Medici or? Oh no, wait, that's Patrick Bird. What was Garzik doing? What was the hard fork that he was doing before?
Well, he wasn't doing a hard fork. He was doing an ICO called Metronome.
Metronome. I knew it was something with an M. What happened to that dumb project?
I have no idea. I just know he's involved with this one. That's all I know.
All right. Yeah. No. This is insane. But hey, all the power to them. I hope they get as much buzz as possible because I totally missed my my 5% premium on my Bitcoin by selling the gold stuff on that one day it hit 5%. So hopefully this garbage will give me a 5% exit on my Bitcoin, so I can get my Bitcoin out and sell this nonsense. I mean, it's great. Like the more of these things come around, the more they make B-Trash look more like a clown. So I'm okay with it.
Jimmy.
Well, yeah, I mean, it does have like all sorts of buzzwords, and I don't know exactly what they are doing. Apparently, they are going to give like 1-for-1 with, Qtum and some other coins that I haven't really heard of. The most concerning thing to me is they're going to take the inactive Bitcoin, which is code word for we're going to take Satoshi's coins on the hard fork and utilize that instead of what Bitcoin Gold did, which was sort of pre-mine 8,000 blocks. At least that's...
Oh, wait. Can we get back to that? Oh, I just muted myself instead of unmuting myself. So wait. So they give you X amount of time to pull your I guess trash volume 2 out. And if you don't, they're just gonna take it from you.
Something like that. So I mean, it's an airdrop with an expiration date, or exploding airdrop, or something like that. That's more or less what it sounds like to me.
How are they gonna enforce that?
They're going to put it into their code, I guess. If you don't move it, then it's ours. That sort of thing. All your base belong to us.
But wait a minute. Okay, well, can we just back that up, right? So let's say well, again, right, I have my Bitcoin in an old private key, right? So you're saying if by date X, I don't remove and move the, the UB shit onto a UB wallet from that key, then I will not be able to do it in the future?
Something like that. I think that's what they're thinking. I would have to read more on exactly what that mechanism is.
I'm really curious how they're going to be able to enforce that technologically.
Oh, that's easy enough. They just look for they basically look for a particular date, and then if it hasn't moved, then they're going to take it. That's more or less what they're going to do.
So they're just going to not allow you to move it and then create them for themselves.
Yeah, or just delete that UTXO set and put the equivalent amount onto their
every
chain.
time I think Jeff Garzik can't be any more of a scammer, he's a bigger scammer. Like, I'm sorry, Paul Stortz, if you're still associated with Block, I have zero respect for you at this point. Zero at this point. Get the hell out of there is the only way you're going to get my respect back. This is ridiculous.
Well, so we have to find out more on exactly how they're doing it, but that's my guess on how they would do it technologically. But yeah, I don't purport to represent Jeff Garzik. I don't know exactly, and I'm gonna have to go read the white paper very thoroughly in order to find out. But yeah, more or less, they're going to 30% will be allocated to 10 other blockchains such as Ethereum based on technical valuation and community contribution. 70% will be reserved as collateral to back the issuance of digital currencies pegged to fiat currencies for global circulation. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like some sort of stable coin or something like that.
It sounds ridiculous. I'm starting to lose respect for the core developers at this point to let Jeff Garzik hang around there that long.
We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
All these buzzwords, if you can read the white paper and explain to us whatever that means, a credit currency system, and then pegged to digital currencies, pegged to fiat currencies and global circulation.
I am dreading having to read that. That is
why don't you do that as your homework tomorrow, Jimmy, to save us?
Oh God, please don't make
me. I'm guessing it's gonna be fruitless. So let's move on to a little bit.
Yeah, let's move on. I got
more positive.
I got a bit of a rainstorm around me, so let's see how
poor
much.
Tone in this tropical resort has a rainstorm. We feel very sorry for you. Let's move to something positive and more clear cut, very easy to understand. So there's somebody who made a ton of money in Bitcoin, and he said he's going to give away 5,000 Bitcoin off his whole stash, which apparently is in the top 250. He's in the top 250 richest Bitcoin addresses. He's giving it away to charity. So he 86 million committed. 5 million already dispersed. So if you have a charity, you should contact this guy. But serious charities only, no individuals. Jimmy.
Yeah, I think this is a great initiative. I love seeing sort of people trying to do good with the Bitcoin that they have. I really hope that there's some sort of open source development sort of fund or something like that this can contribute to. Coin Center, I think it may be a worthy recipient. They're obviously publishing really good work. But yeah, I would like to see more charities or nonprofits at least get some of this money and fund more development and more of the ecosystem rather than particular charities per se.
So just before we go to you, Tone, read this the subhead, because once you have enough money doesn't matter. And I also wonder why he doesn't need to link it to fiat currencies and create a credit system around it. I wonder why he can do it so easily. What are your thoughts?
Actually, hey Jimmy, if you refresh that page, there's now 6 charities there, not 4.
Oh wow. Okay, so since yesterday, I think I pull up these things like a day before, so it's possible. Yeah, 6 charities supported so far. Wow. And 81 million remaining. I guess it's $1 million each time. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, no, very. I mean, it's there's really no comment. I mean, this is great. It's good. I mean, what else is there to say, right? I mean, this is people that earned a bunch of Bitcoin are giving back. I don't know. No comment. Good job.
Why don't you give us your estimate how long the money lasts? I'm guessing until end of next week.
No. I think he's gonna spread this out. I don't think. I think he's got, what is it, like $1 million max per project, right? And he's got 86 million. So I think he's gonna. I think the goal here is to get as many charities onto Bitcoin, right? Like I really hope that. I mean, he has 86 million to give away. I think if I was him, I would cap it at 1 million per project, right? So there's no way there are 86 legit charities right now that are accepting Bitcoin. So this might be this could turn into a nice project to get some of the more traditional charities onto Bitcoin. So if you have a small charity that can be proven to be doing good things, this is probably a good time for you to start accepting Bitcoin because this guy is giving away lots of money.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that because they're not going to keep it in Bitcoin. They're just going to convert it to fiat and then just be like, hey, I made $1 million. I'd rather have them keep it in Bitcoin and like utilize it for something good than, I don't know.
Well, again, that's something that can always be changed. You know, that's not even a line of code. That's more like a terms and conditions. Hey, we're gonna we'll give you $1 million in Bitcoin, but you have to learn Bitcoin and you have to hold on to a bunch of it in Bitcoin. This way, 1 million should last you, 5 million over time.
Good point.
we like your price prediction there. Let's move up to the next story. Venezuelan Bitcoin miners must register.
No, Patrick Byrne.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so I didn't receive that in my feed. So Jimmy, why don't you just go ahead? Patrick Byrne and Overstock. I don't.
Yeah, so he apparently has a new blockchain venture that he really wants to do, and in order to raise the funds to do it, he's mulling the sale of Overstock, which is crazy. We know that Overstock has been involved in Bitcoin stuff for a while now, and the fact that he's mulling the sale of it to do even more blockchainy, Bitcoiny stuff is kind of crazy. I think they want to do some sort of technology for some land registry or something like that, some securities exchange, something like that. But the fact that he's this involved with the idea of going into this business is kind of crazy and a little bit frightening.
Tone?
So remember what I said yesterday? I was joking around how Patrick Byrne will not be the CEO of Overstock for much longer.
There you go.
Did I not just say that like yesterday?
I feel like you said that a couple days ago, but I don't know.
I thought it was yesterday. It could have been 2 days ago when I was talking about Litecoin and how it's beating Bitcoin. It's kind of like Overstock beating Amazon.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. You did say that yesterday. Yeah.
So I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm looking at Overstock stock literally right now, and it's done well over the last 4 months. But prior to that, it got pretty decimated all throughout 2015. I mean, the stock fell all the way to like $10. Let me go back to a 5-year chart here. Yeah, I mean, the stock fell from $30 to $10, right? So the stock lost 60% of it, like 66% of its money, of its value of the company. And that was from 2013 into 2016. Now, with the price of Bitcoin going up, I guess Overstock has also been going up. And right now, Overstock is at $60. But the stock market has also been going up. So I'm not sure if Overstock has outperformed the stock market over the last 10 years. But I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, it makes no sense for Patrick Byrne to still be in charge of Overstock. He wants to focus on the blockchain stuff, so let him focus on the blockchain stuff, even though I think some of those projects are very misguided.
Any final comments on this, Jimmy?
Yeah, good luck to Patrick. Hope you do well.
Okay, so now the Venezuela story. And this is another great one, where basically the Venezuelan police, they raided a small mining operation. They confiscated 21 mining computers, and they put out a statement saying, digital currency is not endorsed by any banking institution in the world, nor has it been approved by any country. The police said in an official statement, the currency is being marketed with legal appearance, but in essence, it operates in secret. So to me, this statement rivals the one from United Bitcoin and using terms and making a whole mess out of any sense of meaning, because obviously they're completely wrong. And then you have those two guys standing there, and it says Servicio Investigación Penal, which means basically service, and penal investigation. Now, I don't know what kind of service they're providing by seizing 21 miners from a 31-year-old guy, but Jimmy, why don't you give us your take?
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of crazy. I mean, they want some sort of like registry of Bitcoin miners. I mean, this is what authoritarian governments do. They want to know everything about you and what you have and what you own that might be valuable, especially a government like Venezuela that is just very short on cash. All their oil money is going away, and they have a terrible currency. They're in hyperinflation. I mean, this is a society that's breaking down, and the only thing that they can do is just sort of enforce law with guns. That's what they seem to be doing. I imagine if the registration process isn't too cumbersome, some people might do it. I don't know. It's hard for me to tell what sort of evil socialist government can be capable of. I mean, if you register with them, are they just gonna like in 6 months just be like, hey, we're gonna take all your miners. It's now nationalized. It's we're gonna have a nationalized cryptocurrency mining operation, and it's just like gold, oil or whatever, and you know we're gonna take it from you. So I mean, I feel for the people in Venezuela. Do you want to do it in secret and potentially go to jail, or do you want to register and like maybe have your miners ceased and nationalized? I don't know. That's it's a really tough situation for them.
Would you register, Tone? Would you register your miners in Venezuela?
No, absolutely not. If you just go back, Jimmy, can you highlight the second paragraph? It kind of explains it all, and in the proper tone.
We want to know who they are. We want to know where they are. We want to know what equipment they are using. Wow.
Right. I mean, over the last 6 months, all the government in Venezuela has been doing in regards to the crypto space is finding anyone that's mining, arresting them, taking their equipment, and charging the miners with money laundering and terrorism. So all of a sudden, they want you to register it because it's okay under the pretense we want to know where you are and who you are. This is the craziest thing ever. Anyone that registers with this does probably, it's too dumb to run a mining operation to begin with, right? This is ridiculous. Either you are running a serious mining operation where you can protect it with enough guns, not only from the government goons, but also from the, the gangs. No way should you be doing that, right? Venezuela is just a complete disaster. It's really bad. No, this is them trying to identify you so they can arrest you. It's as simple as that, right?
Yeah, kind of like the yellow star or something like that. Yeah, it's kind of terrible.
Exactly. I wasn't gonna go there, but that's exactly how it sounds like, right? This really does sound like Germany from the 30s.
Well, yeah, like any authority in government, first they collect the information, and then as soon as you annoy them for whatever reason, they're just gonna go down on you. So we want to go up. We want the price of Bitcoin to go up. So why don't you tell us about your prediction, Tone?
Yeah, I know everybody's been wanting the price of Bitcoin to go up. Everyone's like, Tone, say something. Well, we're taking a little bit of a break. Hold on a second. Let me. Okay, good. I'm on this. I'm on this. And let me screen share, and here we go. Okay. Yeah. So if you're looking to learn how to be a better trader, please check out my website.
Wait 1 second. Let me make sure that I have this. Wait, I think it's in the wrong place, so I gotta move this over. Sorry. Yeah, people are not seeing the right thing. View options. Can you stop sharing for a second? Or oh no, don't bother. I just need to move the screen over here so everyone can see it. All right, great. We're good.
We're good. All right, great. So if you are looking to learn how to be a trader, please check out the educational tools on my website under the heading Learn Trading. Lots of material there with lots of links. I don't really do disclaimers. I treat people like adults. So if you're a trader and you make a bunch of money or lose a bunch of money, I mean, if you make a bunch of money, feel free to send me a thank you note. If you lose a bunch of money, feel free to let me know. But I treat people like an adult, so you are responsible for your own trading decisions. So the weekly chart, the week is almost over. Today, I believe, is Thursday, and we're still doing okay. We're still hanging in there. According to this indicator that you see in front of you, the weekly chart becomes a buy the moment this week started trading above last week's high. That has already happened, so it's pretty clear that based on weekly long-term trends, you're in a slightly negative position for your long-term trade. but I'm still thinking that there's a little more upside to go. And let's see if we can start off the next week and next week's high goes even higher than this week's high. I will be fairly confident we are all set for another 7 weeks of upside. The daily chart has been hanging in there. I mean, this arrow was drawn a little bit prematurely, but that's because there were two concepts going on here, okay? So the two concepts that I was wrestling with was the fact that we have been above the all-time high, or right at the all-time high that we hit in this early December for way too long. And tops are not made this way. Tops are usually made on this 5 candle if we were to go straight down and begin a bear market. Because we spent so much time above the early December highs, we probabilistically are going higher. However, we did run into one of the daily nines telling us that the upwards momentum has pretty much come to a short-term end. The most likely outcome whenever you get one of these nines with the red arrow is a 1 to 4 candle pullback followed by more upside, okay? So what we're looking at right now is just the second day of a 1 to 4 day pullback. So let's see if we can hang around here for another day or two and then kick off one more bull run and then evaluate from there as the Bitcoin futures are coming in. Here's the 4-hour chart. I'm going to grab a rectangle. I'll make it yellow. And we can just take, you know, the top of the range from this 9 candle on the 4-hour. And what's going on here? And move that across, right? So right now, we have one of these boxes. And realistically speaking, this is a bit of a no-trade zone. And the numbers are telling us the same, right? So the numbers are flipping back and forth. We do not have a bullish trade at the moment because the height of the candle with a 2 on it never traded above the high of the candle with a 1 on it. And the high of the current candle with a 3 never traded above the high of the 2. And we're in this box between the all-time high and the pullback low, which happened, looks like 2 days ago or yesterday. Today is the 14th, so it happened yesterday afternoon. And as long as we're in this box, there's really not much you can do about it. If we start falling out of this box, things are bearish. If we start going above this box, things are bullish. For now, the 4-hour chart is in a no trade zone. The 1-hour chart is pretty much useless as well. The daily is on a 1 to 4 day pullback, then probably higher. And the weekly is actually the only one that gave us a buy indication. Now, the last time the weekly chart gave us a buy indication was right here at a price of $4,625. So what's happening right now is pretty much the same as that, though this one was a lot cleaner because it was in the beginning of the week coming off right at the high of the week, and it was up we went. Absolutely no risk at all to your trade. So let's see if we can kick off next week at the top of this candle, and then up we go. And amazingly, we might hit this trend line, something I thought was actually impossible 6 to 9 months ago. So here's the longer-term view of the weekly chart. It would be amazing if we overshoot this trend line like we undershot it in the past. That's pretty much it. I don't really have anything else. Check out my podcast later today, where I'll talk to Richard Hart about the upcoming CME futures, because I know it worries him a little bit. People have been asking us to talk about it. So we'll go ahead and do that. Maybe we'll bring up a few more topics like Tether and whatever else is on his mind. We'll see if we can do a little fireside chat. That should be in about 3 to 4 hours from now.
Yeah, everybody check out Tone Vays and Richard Hart talking Bitcoin futures. That's really a topic I think that has not been completely explained and put to rest. Everybody else, thank you very much for watching. Jimmy, your last word.
My name is Jimmy Song, and this song is done.